Hey guys, welcome to Demon Souls. I am Lightning. So I wanted to try something a little different because originally I had intended to more or less do what Vidya did for, started doing rather, for Dark Souls 3. Of course, he didn't finish doing that, and I understand why. Time restraints. On the first day, man was granted a soul and with it clarity. But basically Vidya did what was called, briefly did rather, what was called a lore through, which basically he talked about the lore of the I think the area, some of the enemies, like the bosses and whatnot, and of course the backstory of the game in the first video, which I actually really liked. I wasn't the only one. But so I had already recorded this when I had that idea, but I decided that you know what, just leave it to those who actually know what they're talking about. I mean, I know what I'm talking about, but like they've done in-depth research about the lore of Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Demon Souls, basically the Soulsborne series altogether, extended series. But yeah, so also doing like commentary like would be for like a movie. So see, now this opening sequence is actually the coolest part of the game so far. The farthest I believe that I've gotten in general was, I think, past the, not the tutorial boss, but the first main boss of the game. The Dragon Demon. You know, before I even actually played this, I had the game, and I didn't even play it for a while. For the longest, I thought that was actually the old one, demon.
King Alant XII, by channeling the power of souls, brought unprecedented prosperity to his northern kingdom of Boletaria. That is, until the colorless deep fog swept across the land.
Now, of course, this game is a spiritual successor to the Kingsfield series, which technically, I haven't played those myself, but I feel like technically, depending on certain circumstances, those can be found as the beginning of the Soulsborne franchise, the extended franchise.
Had aroused the Old One, the great beast below the Nexus, from its eternal slumber, and that a colorless fog had swept in, unleashing terrible demons. The demons hunt down men and claim their souls. Those who lose their souls also lose their minds. The mad attack the sane, and chaos reigns.
So, this game is called Demon Souls, and like the name of the game, like the title of the game, some have said that it is about like the demon of the souls is the that the souls belong to, or like demon is the character we're playing as, and of course the souls are the souls we're gathering together.
The legend spread quickly.
And there's also been like and there's also some others who have said that it regards as the demons as a whole, like the race of demons as a whole. I feel like maybe it's possible that it could be referencing the old one, which is a massive demon. I actually have a theory about the old one. Hopefully, if I get far enough into the series and I end up doing the Dark Souls games and then eventually Bloodborne, hopefully, I will talk about that.
The colorless deep fog slowly creeps beyond Boletaria's borders. Humankind faces a slow and steady extinction. The deep fog will eventually swallow all lands near and far. But Boletaria has one final hope. A lone warrior who has braved the
I find it
baleful
interesting
fog.
how it's capitalized in the
Has the land found its
word
savior?
demon. Like it's
Or have the
referencing like
demons
an
found
actual
new
a
slave?
demon by an actual name. I'm guessing like as a race as a whole.
Brave soul who fears not death.
So I did skip the character
I shall
creation,
guide you.
which because I felt like it just took a time and I didn't want these videos too long. I'm trying to aim between 15 to 30 minutes, hopefully not 30 minutes, like
So that you may lull the old
specifically
one
like
back
15 to
slumber.
20-ish, hopefully. But I did go as the I did choose the Temple Knight build. Okay, here we get into the actual gameplay. But yeah, I chose Temple Knight. So right here, what I'm doing is what I did was I basically like I prefer to be quicker rather than have more protection. So I always make sure I keep a shield on and a weapon, of course, and normally at least one piece of armor. Almost all, it's usually the torso armor, like the main body armor. But yeah, I chose Temple Knight basically because I with these Souls games specifically, well, pretty much all of them. But the ones I reference specifically are like this game and Bloodborne mainly, because Bloodborne is my favorite game in the Souls franchise. The Soulsborne. So, when creating my character, I usually, almost always, choose the build that has the highest strength and skill. The names differ depending on the game, of course. But like strength and dexterity for like the Dark Souls trilogy, I'm not sure what it's called for this. For Bloodborne, it's called strength and skill, I believe. I think for strength it was 14, for dexterity 13, or skill 13 for the Temple Knight. Another good thing I liked was that if you noticed earlier when I was taking the armor off, it said that it showed that I had a piece of equipment called Talisman of God, I believe. And if you notice on the left hand bottom, the bottom left corner, it kind of just flashed actually. The icon that says heal next to it, that's what the Talisman of God is basically for. They're basically like, if I use Crescent Moon Grass, of course it'll heal me. Like, say I run out of those, the Talisman of God will do the same thing. I think in the Dark Souls trilogy, it was basically like a catalyst. I think that's what it was called, or chime. So that's what the Talisman of God is, and it'll use, like, whenever I use it to heal myself with the heal ability, it will take away from the blue bar, which is magic or mana, depending on game series or personal preference of name it. So far, I do like this game. Like, it's really good. I'm just upset that oh yeah, that I don't know what that was. That was like an audio glitch that happened while I was recording this. But the only thing I'm upset about with this game so far is that I can't take advantage of the whole world tendency. I think that's what it's called. Because I don't have internet to well, not home internet access to basically connect my systems to the internet, of course. And then of course the servers were shut down. There are private servers. I don't know how to access them. I don't know if I would want to either, because I would be more of a I'm more of a solo player. But with these games, I would prefer co-op. But nah. Do what you can with what you got. It's interesting too how this looks like it's like the only Souls style game that From Software has done that looks like you're killing actual people. What seems to be actual people. In the Dark Souls games, you're okay now. That's like Ghost Rider to me. In the Dark Souls games, you're of course killing undead, and yeah, some of them do end up being what it looks like to be human. And of course, in Bloodborne, you are killing those who used to be human but are no longer human. So this, I found it interesting how this is the only Souls game that makes it look like you're actually killing humans. Which, I don't know. This whole style, this whole theme of like demons and whatnot reminds me of the Onimusha games as well. Specifically the first one, because I love that game so much. Anyway, there's like just like a demon invasion. Just like the first thing that comes to mind is Onimusha Warlords, which is such a fun game, and if I ever do that game, I'll probably talk more about how I love it so much. I think it's funny too, like the physics in this game, like as you just saw, the brick like or the stone like flies whenever I walk into it, which is funny. Like super strength the demon, which makes sense, I suppose, because demons are super strong. Inhuman strength. So throughout these videos, you'll probably, especially in this one right now, you see me switching between two hand and one hand. One hand, of course, I bring out the shield, just because if I feel like I won't be able to dodge in time, well, basically I only wield with two hands to attack, and normally, like usually, I'd say about 7 times out of 10, maybe 6, I will bring the shield out in between attacks in case I'm not able to push the dodge button in time, which will probably happen more times than not in this. Earlier, I think you actually see like that, like I tried to dodge but I didn't push the button in time, so I got stabbed in the back. One thing I still haven't figured out is how to backstab in this game. Or how to just like do like critical hits in general. So this boss I'm kind of against is the Vanguard, which I believe you encounter later on in the game. I haven't gotten that far yet, of course. I will talk about the lore a little bit right now. Vanguards, of course, are a powerful type of demon. I believe, if I remember correctly, they lead the other demons into battle. And I think later on in the main game, I think this is main game, but like the non-tutorial game, I think it's the only quote-unquote leader boss or leader type demon that's not considered a boss in the actual game. As you can see, the Vanguard is a huge demon, gray skin, covered with spikes, wings, 3 eyeballs, of course the horns and the giant axe. I believe the axe he's wielding, or wielding rather, is a dozer axe? Those phantoms jumping around me always throw me off. Almost always. They normally do. Demon soul beyond human imagination. When I first played this game, I was such a noob to it. Like this is technically my first Souls game I played, and I played it. And I immediately died like one swing. Like the farthest I got in the tutorial was like I just walked towards the demon. So right there, I believe that is the dragon god or dragon demon. I believe it's dragon god if memory serves me. Now I did make sure to grab all items before continuing. I just didn't want the video too long. That is a cool boss. You can die to the Vanguard boss, of course, but if you get past it, as you see, you die anyways.
From its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world
So
might
I
be
believe this
mended.
place is the Nexus.
So the world might be mended.
There's really not too much lore I believe I can speak of about for this.
This is the Nexus. It holds together the northern land of Boletaria. Thou canst not exit the Nexus, but each of the 5
So the Nexus is basically the node, like what would be considered like Fire Link from Dark Souls. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this style of video, please let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, share, etc. Anyways, I will see you guys hopefully in a part 2.